Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy to be back on the Syberia Designs YouTube channel today with not one but two fun cards using the Sunrays hot foil plate and stencil set as well. I have two very different cards to share with you today, and they both feature that hot foil plate in the background, but for some I just added some flowers on top as well. I'm using the Sunrays hot foil plate, and I am going to foil that with the Aura foil from Spellbinders. Now you can see that this is a very large plate, and this is just so you can have a little bit of wiggle room, so you don't have to have the center of the hot foil plate and the center of that Sunrays design right in the center of your card. You can see that later that I will be die cutting a panel out of this, so the center is not in the center anymore. I always like things to be off center, so it's just a really good thing for me that the hot foil plate is large enough that we can play around with it a little bit. This is the normal foiled, the white one, and then I also did some reverse foiling using the leftover foil and the Pinkfresh Studio solid hot foil plate as well. Now for that regular foiling, I am going to add some color to that using the coordinating layering stencil set. There are 4 layers in this set and all feature a sunray design, obviously, to line up with this. You can definitely use these separately from the hot foil plate, but I love them in combination with each other. I am using some Concord 9th inks today. I love how they blend, and I'm trying out a different color combination here. I am still not sure if I actually like it or not, but I experimented, so that's always a good time anyway. Even if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to, I feel like you learn a lot with experimenting with colors. So I'm using Clementine, Lemongrass, and now we're on the bright pink Dragonfruit. I was going for like a jungle vibe, very tropical colors, because it was a summer release. So, and it's still summer. I feel like we get so crazy about Christmas cards and Halloween cards during July and August that we forget that it's still summer, and we can also make some summery cards as well. The final layer, I'm going to use Avocado ink, maybe Artichoke, I think it's Avocado. And this final layer actually has a couple more rays, so this is going to be your main color. So keep that in mind as soon as you start stenciling, that the final layer is going to be your most prominent color in the background. Now, once this is all stenciled on, this card is pretty much done already. Like I said, I am going to trim this out with a rectangle die from the Nested Scalloped Frames die set from Syberia Designs. And you can see that I am putting the center in more towards the top of my panel here. I'm going to die cut that out, and for my sentiment, I am using that Hello Circle die from the Bliss Die Set. I have die cut that a couple times from black cardstock, and I just backed it with a piece of white cardstock because I thought that would look a little bit better on that busy background instead of having the background show through. I am going to put some foam tape on the back of this as well. This is actually doubled up foam tape, so it's 2 layers thick. This is a very dimensional card because that's how I like them. And then it's time to assemble this card. I'm using the Concord 9th Dragonfruit cardstock to coordinate with the pink in my stenciled background. And I also die cut that with the largest nested rectangle from the Nested Scalloped Frames die set, because it leaves a tiny dotted or pierced detail all the way around, and I love that look. For the smaller rectangle, I'm going to prop it up on some cardboard because that is actually a little bit sturdier than foam tape. It's also cheaper than foam tape, and it's quite light, so if you are in the habit of stacking cardstock on top of each other, you might want to try cardboard because it's a little bit lighter and it might save you on postage. Now, with that sentiment on top of it, it's pretty much done, but I am going to finish it later with some embellishments as well. For my reverse foiling, I also cut that out with a scalloped rectangle from the Nested Scalloped Frames die set. And again, I am backing this with a piece of cardboard for extra dimension. I'm gluing everything together with liquid glue. And you can see that the center of the Sunrays is a little bit off to the left here. And that is also where I'm going to adhere all of my floral pieces. I'm using 2 die sets for all of the leaves and floral images. These are the Garden Tweets on the left and the Summer Bliss die on the right. These obviously can definitely be used on their own, but I think they go great together. The leaves from the Summer Bliss die set are so fun and tropical. And then you have the fun florals or flowers in the Garden Tweeds die set. And it also includes a bird, which is not featured on these cards, but I still love the little bird as well. I'm just assembling these florals because there are 3 layers to the larger floral, which is actually not the largest flower in the set. There is a larger flower in the set as well, which I'm not using today. And then you have a sort of more closed flower, which has only 2 layers, and then the stem and those little leaves coming off of the stem as well. So just these flowers alone give you a lot of opportunity to play with color already, but I am going to combine them with some more leaves as well and create a fun little cluster here. I'm also using the coordinating cardstocks where I used the Avocado and the Lemongrass inks from Concord 9th earlier. I am now using the Avocado, Lemongrass, and the darkest green here is Artichoke, also from Concord 9th. And I am just putting them on here. This is one of the very few times that I didn't plan my arrangement before starting to adhere things down. So it's not, I feel like if I had taken the time to just play around with it a little bit more before I started adhering some things, I might have ended up with an arrangement that I liked a little bit better, but honestly, it worked out pretty well, considering that I didn't really plan it. Yeah, so sometimes you just have to play around with it and see what works best, or sometimes you just have to go for it and see where the mood takes you. Now, I already have a sentiment set aside for this. I just have a bunch of sentiments prepped already, because otherwise I would never add a sentiment to a card. I'm very bad at adding sentiments. I just think of a design and I very rarely factor in a sentiment. So I'm trying to work on that. And one of the ways I do that is just by having a bunch of sentiment strips already prepared in a little bowl next to me. And I just keep that in mind for my arrangement here, so I know where the sentiment will go and where I should add a little bit more foliage to just frame that sentiment nicely. The sentiment is already stacked a couple of layers high, so I'm just going to glue that down with liquid adhesive, and then it's time to add my embellishments to both of the cards. I'm adding some pink embellishments to the reverse foiled background, and then next to the hello I'm doing a very symmetrical thing with the embellishments. These are some gold embellishments. I very rarely do this, but it's a really fun way to highlight that sentiment, I think. So yeah, this is the card with the regular foiling and the layering stencil set combined, and then you have the reverse foiling on this card, so you can get quite different looks from that one hot foil plate. So yeah, these are some fun summery cards that I made just to take a break in my craft room from Christmas and Halloween crafting. Even though I love Halloween crafting all year round, I felt like I should enjoy a little bit of summer before it was over. I hope you like the cards. I hope you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There are a lot more designers than me on here. We have a bunch of fun new people joining us on the Syberia Designs YouTube channel, and I have been enjoying their videos as well. I hope you have been too. Don't forget to like and leave a comment if you have any thoughts to share. And definitely check out the sale currently going on at the Syberia Designs store. There is 40% off of select items, so get that while it's still on. I will leave a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!